My flirting doesn't work on two types of men. The ones that are taken, and the ones that don't find me attractive. Everyone else, hook and sinker. May this video be your comfort place and cautionary tale. Hi, if you're new here, my name is l.k.p, and I post videos about whatever the hell I want, with a fresh perspective. Subscribe, turn your notifications on, and like the video because I post every week on here and every day on TikTok. All socials below, including my poetry book. Wow. So, let's get started. Let's start with something a little more recent. I went to one of my favorite spots and chose to look spectacular, just to feel something, anything. I see a mutual friend of mine and we instantly vibe. She looked incredible too. My only goal of the night was to fulfill my feminine urge to flirt and be a menace because I deserved it.
Yes, she did.
I see this guy and he is just this salt and pepper daddy, big fluffy hair, 5 o'clock shadow with this laid back demeanor. He was next to the water cooler on top of the bar and chatting with a friend who also happened to be my mutual's friend as well. And I found the perfect segue. I go up to him and I say, "Is there a line for the water?" And he says, "No." And I'm like, "Are you sure?" And I take my water and I go. I initiated contact and walked away back to my friend. We're chatting and dancing to the live performance in the background. And after it's over, she wants to go to another spot and asks if I want to come with. I eventually say yes, but not before I do just one more thing. I turn to Salt and Pepper, see he's wearing a bracelet, and I say, "That's a really cool bracelet." And we start a conversation. I'm getting my flirtation on, what he's doing here, how cool does he think he is? And my friend comes up to me and whispers in my ear, "He's engaged." I have never left a conversation so swiftly. I was at a restaurant, sitting outside, looking fabulous in the summer heat. I wore a green dress and a half wig down to my ass. A perv taking photos of me, gave me a stack on my table to apologize. No one could tell me shit. My waiter was a 6'2" Irish guard with a beard and a backwards ball cap. I was shooting my shot whether he was ready for it or not. After I finished my meal, putting it in the to-go box and giving him my tip.
You see what I did there?
I had to ask him, "Do you have a girlfriend?" He says, "No, I don't." I say, "Do you want one?" He blushed like a schoolgirl and then said, "Maybe." I gave him my number and he texted me when I got home. And then ruined everything in an hour. He asked for photos of me to use as my contact picture. I jest a little back. "Have you already forgotten what I look like?" Because I pride myself on first impression. And he said no, he just wanted a picture. And I responded with my silence. Never spoke to him again. Picking up strays runs its risk. So I was at a lounge, there again, looking spectacular. Duh. And I got cozy with these group of girls that turned out to not be really girls that I didn't figure out until later on in that evening. But while I was still ignorant of their feminine bliss, I confided in them as girls do when you see somebody cute. And mind you, I had to give this guy my ID when I came inside, so he knew more about me more than I would give on a first date. So the girls and I were sitting in a seated section. The bar is on the left, the pool table is on the right, he's in the back, and we're kind of facing him. And I kept looking at him and being like, "Oh my god, he is the hottest guy I've ever seen around these parts." You'll always find a hot woman, but it'll be 500 years until you see a hot guy. He was 6'3", buff, wearing all black. He was bald and chiseled to the gods. He was spicy. I told my girlies, "Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so shy and nervous. I kind of really want to go up to him and see what's up." And then one of the girls said, "When you got up to walk outside, he literally followed you outside." And I was like, "What? I didn't even notice." Cool. Potential interest there. Okay. And then before I get the confidence to go up to him, something inside of me says he's married. But he didn't have a ring, so I was like, "What? Huh? Okay." Weird. I walk up to him to have a conversation and he shuts me down immediately. He says he would if he could, but he's married with a wife and kids. Then stopped looking at my ass. I walked away with my dignity and my Fashion Nova heels and told the girls the update. I moved on. That didn't stop him from watching me the entire night. So my job had a gym in the building, but I was missing that social aspect. Some days were great when no one was there and I could work out by myself, but I was at a stage where I wanted to make more friends. And in my research, going to the gym is the perfect way to do that. And to meet more people. Cool. I start working out consistently at this new gym and I see this guy there.
I can't wait to hear this.
He's a petite prince. 5'10", but could totally be crazy as well. Older guy, jacked, bald, nice beard, just. And with the gym, I like a slow build. One day, we were working out pretty closely together, and at one point, I walk past him and I say, "Excuse me, I really like your beard. It looks nice on you. What's your name?" He tells me his name, and over the next month, we just say hello to each other in passing whenever we are both working out at the same time. A few months go by, and you know what? I was like, I want to do more than say hello and wave. And unfortunately, this was around the same time that I was trying out a new setting powder.
I think I know where this is going.
And this setting powder would peel horrifically around my mouth. And it made it look like I was peeling and had a fucking disease. It was subtle, but noticeable. Some days you couldn't even really see it, but under fluorescent lights in a gym, I looked like the killer. On this particular day, I wore the setting powder and didn't consider my sweat in the mix. I go up to him and say hello as I usually did, not knowing what was going on with my face. His body language is kind of hard to tell because he was in the middle of his workout, but I gave him a piece of paper with the outside saying your jaw and inside with my number in it. And I said, hey, you dropped this. I went to my car and realized the scene that was happening on my face. And later that night, safe to say, he wasn't interested. I just started a new job, and one of the people that worked there asked me what my name was. Before I could even filter it, I said,
What do you want it to be?
He was short, 5'8", with like light caramel eyes. Not really my type. And there again, not my line. It's from one of like my favorite movies ever, Pretty Woman. But most men haven't seen that movie, so I used that fact to my advantage. And when I said that, he was like, oh shit. From that point on, whenever we bumped into each other, he'd always be like, after you, and watch me with his wide eyes. Now on this channel, I say to flirt with everybody to make life interesting. But it goes without saying to be very careful with who you flirt with. Flirting isn't meant to be taken seriously, but flirting with the wrong people can lead to dangerous misunderstandings. And this guy in particular did not make me feel uncomfortable, but how he acted around me kinda did. It was Halloween 2018, and I was dressed as Slutty Storm. I went to this bar/club with my friend at the time, and we were dancing the night away. I go to the bar and I see this guy there. He was this older gentleman in business casual attire, no costume in sight, but he was calm and sweet. Short, dirty blonde hair, 5'11", a cutie, and his name was Felix, like the cat. We start chatting about life, flirting, what have you, and I make him dance with me on the dance floor. We're dancing close, my arms around his neck, he's touching my body respectfully. It just feels like a movie. And eventually it's time for me to go. I say goodbye, and as I'm walking outside with my friend, I feel unfulfilled. I turn to my friend and I say, ugh, I kind of want to go back and kiss him. She says, you should go back there and do it. I go, should I? Yes. I turn around. I told the bouncer that I forgot something inside. I showed it right up to him and kissed him in front of everybody and told him to have a good night. Of course, I didn't actually forget anything in the club, but in a way I kind of did. And that's gonna lead us into this week's poem. It scampers across my feet. I flinch out of expectation. It clogs up my throat as I think of explanations. Throws rocks on my window to leave its indentation. Saying yes to the universe has its own communication. And that's gonna wrap up the video. If you liked what you've heard and like what you've seen, follow me on everything at l.k.p. And I will see you in the next video. Until then, safe travels.